Welcome to our kitchen. Today we prepare an ancient Roman recipe, a flavorful and rich pork stew. We start with the ingredients. We need pork collar, pine nuts, walnuts, a bit of honey, garum. We talk later about it. Olive oil, white wine vinegar and the spices, white pepper, cumin, lovage and celery seeds. And then fresh thyme. You can use dry thyme and you'll have a delicious dish anyway. First, we soak in water the pine nuts and walnuts for a couple of hours. This is a common technique in the cookbook we are using here. Then we grind in the mortar a pinch of celery seeds, one of lovage and a bit more of cumin and white pepper. The recipe doesn't tell us what kind of pepper to use. We chose white pepper. Pliny in the 1st century wrote that ancient Romans imported from India white, black and long pepper. This recipe is part of the cookbook conventionally attributed to Apicius, the widest source of ancient Roman recipes. This recipe is called Cupadia in Latin. In Apicius' cookbook there are several Cupadia recipes. The ingredients change considerably from one recipe to another. The word Cupadia refers to any stew made with meat cut in pieces. We prepared in the past another Cupadia, in this case made with beef. You find the link at the end of this video. We remove the thyme leaves from the stems and add them in the mortar with the pine nuts and walnuts. Pine nuts and walnuts, and to a lesser extent also almonds and hazelnuts, were often used as thickeners in ancient Roman cuisine. They will help to obtain a thick and rich sauce. We suggest serving this flavorful stew with barley polenta. You will find the link to the recipe at the end of this video. We add in the mortar a bit of honey, garum, white wine vinegar and olive oil and mix everything together. Garum was an ancient Mediterranean fish sauce. A few historical sources describe its production step by step. It was made with fish and salt, sometimes with aromatic herbs and spices. Some types of garum were produced in the same way as modern-day Southeast Asian fish sauces. Today there are a few producers of garum. If you don't find it, you can use a Southeast Asian fish sauce to substitute it, or just a pinch of salt. Now we cut the meat. We chose pork collar, but the original recipe doesn't specify the type of meat or the cut. You can use the meat you prefer, for example mutton or beef. We suggest to choose a cut that is not too lean. We pour in a pan the sauce and dilute it with a bit of water. Then we add the meat and simmer until it's tender. We cooked the pork collar for a couple of hours, but the cooking time changes depending on the cut and size of the meat. If you prefer, you can first sear the meat with a bit of olive oil and then add the sauce. In this case, don't add olive oil in the sauce. We chose not to sear the meat because, reading Apicius' cookbook, this step is probably not philological for an ancient Roman stew. This rich and flavorful stew is a delicious way to taste a very common dish on ancient Roman tables. If you're interested in ancient foods and flavors, or you're just looking for unusual and delicious recipes, please subscribe our channel.